Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
That's what I'm talking about. Today, all of our guests are brought to you by the Alberni Power and Marine RPM Group. All of our guests, including standing by Ross Tucker, Rick, located in Port Alberni. Alberni Power and Marine is one of Vancouver Island's most trusted boat dealerships, the largest Mercury Marine dealership in Canada. The service team just won for the fourth straight year a CSI score above the national average. That's hard to do. Make your appointment for the 2022 boating season at albernipowermarine.com. What a thrill this is. He's back at work on Donnie and Dolly.
Yep.
From Westwood One, CBS Sports, the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, you name it, he does it. Ross Tucker, how are you, sir?
He's back. That's right. I'm back. I'm fired up. Cannot wait for Alberni Motor and Boat to send me my boat for these spots that we do every week.
Yeah.
I love that they're the RPM group because I'm going to bring the RPMs on this show every single week.
You want a free boat, you might want to get the name right. It's Alberni Power and Marine. So let's start with that.
Alberni Power and Marine. I can't wait for my boat. Probably take a little while to get from Vancouver to central Pennsylvania. They got to figure out how to get to me on the Susquehanna River here in the middle of central PA, but they'll figure, hey, look, that's their problem, not mine. It's my boat.
Later on in this segment, we're going to get Dollywall to pronounce the name of that river you just mentioned. But that, again, that's for later as well. What's a Ross Tucker summer look like? What'd you do?
It was glorious. Absolutely glorious. So here's the truth. I have football season, which is really like, for me, I do the Eagles preseason games. So it's from early August till mid-February now. So football season's long. I go right into skiing season. Skiing season in February, March, maybe even touches April. April to like mid-May is beer pong season, where I try to get into a bunch of beer pong tournaments and or host them at my house. Then mid-May till that August, that's beach season for me, which means a lot of laying out, a lot of drinking, hanging out by the beach. I love the four seasons. Those are the four seasons for me.
Did you have any kokanee over the summer?
Oh, good. Yes.
Ross.
We've talked about this, Rick. It's pronounced Kokani. Okay. Actually, I don't even know. Is that how what did I say the first time that everybody loves so much?
I think it was Kokani. Yeah.
No. My first beer ever in the 80s was a kokanee. Believe me, it's kokanee.
What did I call it, though? I can't remember.
Kokani. You're right. What you said.
Yeah, Kokani.
Oh, Kokani. Yeah. Well, that's how they originally pronounced it until you Canadianized it, Rick. I'm surprised you don't know that. But anyway, I still have not had one, although I was really close to you guys. Over 4th of July, I did a private cruise in southeast Alaska. I was not far. I thought about taking the boat over to Vancouver, but Alberini or whatever wouldn't give me the boat to get over there so I could visit you guys in Vancouver.
Hey, you mentioned the Eagles, and you signed on to continue doing their preseason games. I know the preseason is over, but you grew up in Pennsylvania. Were you an Eagles fan, and how big a deal is that to do those games for you?
Okay, it's so funny that you asked this, Donnie, all right? Because I'm sure people there in Vancouver can relate. I played 7 years in the NFL, was in the media for, 10, 11 years, doing games, NFL games, Westwood One Radio, college games. And then a couple years ago, I started doing the Eagles preseason games. You have no idea how many text messages and Facebook messages my mom got. I'm watching Ross on TV. He's really good. He's good. It's like, I've been doing this for 12 years, you minion. Why are you just texting me now? For where I'm from, Rick, and Donnie, I'm from an hour west of Philly. For a lot of people, they knew I did media stuff. Didn't care even a little bit till I was on the TV during the Eagles game. Now they care. Now I get so much praise. I wish there was no regular season. I wish the whole season was just the preseason. because the amount of FaceTime I get and text messages and speaking engagements and stuff, it's hilarious that the power of local. It would be like if Rick was calling the Canucks games instead of just on his phone getting ready to text message with that awesome breaking news Rick picture. If he was actually Rick doesn't call the game, does he, Donnie?
No, he's called junior games.
I've called junior hockey. Vancouver Giants, Ross, first ever game I did. First ever game.
So what do you do during the Vancouver Giants games if like there's breaking Canucks news that you have to break?
You can't.
You keep calling the game, or do you wait till a commercial? What do you do?
You cannot break news during a play-by-play. Ross, there's too much going on. The hockey's a fast sport. Put the phone away. Put the phone away.
He's not doing them anymore, Ross.
Yeah, I don't
That's
do it
why
anymore.
he's here.
Yeah.
Hey, my daughter's just started hockey, but it's field hockey. They like it, though. Field hockey's big in Pennsylvania. They like it, but I'm hoping at some point to transition them over to ice hockey. That would be amazing if my daughters played ice hockey.
No kidding. Hey, we're switching gears. Let's talk football. Bills, Rams. Are you as high on the Bills as everybody else is?
Yeah, and I like to switch gears like you did, Donnie, in my Alberini boat.
With a Kokani in hand.
Kokani.
Hey, I don't know how much am I saying the name of the company right?
Not even close. Alberni.
What is it?
Alberni Power and Marine.
Alberni, okay.
Alberni.
All I know is this. Alberni has already gotten their money's worth for the whole month, okay? So Alberni, you're welcome, all right? And also, you're welcome to the Buffalo Bills. Yes, I think the Bills are the best team, but they've got some issues right now with their cornerbacks, which is why tomorrow night's game is a little bit dangerous for them. They're going against the high-powered Rams, Cooper Kupp, as well as Allen Robinson. I don't think Van Jefferson will play, but we know that the Rams can chuck the ball with Matthew Stafford. No Tre'Davious White for at least the first 4 weeks for the Bills. So they've got Dane Jackson and a couple of rookies playing corner. This is a good time for the Rams to be playing them. I always say sometimes it's not who you play, it's when you play them. Good time for the Rams to be playing the Bills.
Ross, huge game in our neck of the woods. Seahawks-Broncos Monday nighter. Russell Wilson returns. Your thoughts on his return and what kind of reaction the people of Seattle will give Russell? What do you think is going to happen there?
Well, and I mean this with all due respect. If you are a Seahawk fan and you do anything other than give Russell Wilson a standing ovation, you're a moron. You really are. You really don't understand what he did for that franchise, what he did for that team. I mean, I think people in the Pacific Northwest are pretty knowledgeable. I think they're kind people. I would like to think they get up off their feet, give him a standing ovation when he comes out, cheer for the Seahawks the rest of the game, but give that man a standing ovation. He put Seattle football back on the map and gave you the only Super Bowl championship in franchise history and an incredible run that he had there. That said, I don't know how it ended. I know there's some articles that have come out recently. I like the Broncos in this game quite a bit. I don't understand what the Seahawks are trying to do this year with their quarterback situation. I think they're going to be a terrible team this year, starting with Monday night. I think the Broncos win by double digits, which is why I said on the Even Money Betting podcast, I am laying the 6.5 points with the Broncos. I never do that, but I'm doing that now because I think there's a huge mental edge with Russell Wilson being in the other locker room now. The Seahawks know they don't have the guy. The Broncos know they do have the guy. That's a problem.
Okay, can you elaborate on Seattle? What do you expect from them, Ross? You touched on it there.
Yeah, to me, it's so funny, Donnie. Based on Seahawks fans' tweets to me at Ross Tucker NFL, they just, we're going to be bad this year. Then we're going to draft our next quarterback. Then we'll be awesome again. Like it's that easy. Like it's just that easy. They will be bad. I do like their young tackles, what I've seen from them in the preseason. I think they'll probably try to run the football a lot, but they have two essentially journeyman quarterbacks, bottom 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. They're not good enough elsewhere to overcome that. They're probably a 5 or 6 win team.
Ross, got to get your Super Bowl picks. We got to get them early so we can, down the road, we can look at it. Who do you got in the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm going to pick the Bills. Everybody else is, which bothers me, but it was my favorite team I played for, so I'll pick the Bills. NFC is really interesting. I've kind of gone back and forth on the NFC and who my pick is. Ultimately, in his last season in pro football, I'm going with Tom Brady.
Wow.
I don't like that he took 10 days off, although, man, can you imagine how good you have to be to go to the Bahamas for 10 days during training camp? I mean, tip of the cap to Brady for being able to pull that off. Bucks, Bills in the Super Bowl should be epic.
And do you know how Tom got down to the Bahamas? A boat.
Albertini.
Yes.
Took an Alberni.
Yes.
Took
Alberni.
an Alberni. Power and Motor Group.
Alberni Power and Marine. You got to get this right for next week and the rest of the season.
Power and Marine.
The heat's on.
Listen, I'm going to crush it for Alberini next week.
Hey.
Absolutely crush it. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I want to say this. Alberni, Power and Marine.
Got it.
Beautiful.
You live in Vancouver. How do you not have a boat if you live in Vancouver? You got to get a boat, and you got to get it from Alberni, Motor and Marine.
We'll accept that.
Hey, you're getting an email after the show.
Oh, Power and Marine.
Yes.
Power
yes.
and Marine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Ross, we look for Alberni Power Marine looks forward to your hit next week and all season. Thanks so much, my friend. All the best.
So does everybody else, because next week the hit will be on Rick. See you guys. Thank you.